Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, season 3, episode 8, over halfway.
Ooh,
Suck it.
we are getting into the thick of it. Whenever I watched this episode, I saw that Bravo had started a Watch with the Cast version.
I saw that too because it started playing, and I go,
Me
what
too.
is
And
this?
I watched it. I watched that
Okay.
version. Sometimes like the audio of the episode gets cut over, but I I loved it. So highly recommend watching that version.
And taking notes on that version.
I'll start watching that version from now on. I don't really have like great notes on exactly what happened, but there are some in my mind that I'm like, ooh, that was interesting
Yeah,
to hear
well,
about.
just cut in if you know it. I
Oh,
saw it.
I
I
will
thought
let
it
you
would
know.
be too annoying as you guys obviously are listening to this later, but we recorded an episode last night and I hadn't watched the episode. So we recorded, I immediately had to watch and I was like
Mhm.
super over it. And I was like, I need to fully focus. So we're here. Okay, but check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta, Vanderpump Rules podcast, and we have One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I watch a show that only has one season and we talk about it.
Yep.
Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. We have no new reviews or ratings. Um,
Boo.
Follow us on
Boo.
Instagram at Vanderpasta and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all our fun pre-shows, which will be renamed eventually to Quality Time.
Quality time with A&M. It's kind of like a like Headspace, the app. I feel like it's like
Yeah.
Zen, but it's the opposite. Like we
We're
are
not
not
Zen. We're
Zen.
we're full of anxiety constantly.
We literally
Um,
bounce. It's like ADHD central, like ding 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 on all of our topics.
yeah, that's
They
all
do have a
us
central theme, and this pre-show was toxic
destroying
masculinity.
men.
Yeah,
Men
destroying,
and destroying them.
squeezing out the toxic masculinity.
We love us. Also for $1 a month, you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. Coulda, woulda, shoulda had it sooner. That's all I could say.
Yeah, could have had it months ago. Is all I know.
Horrible. So for $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access. I can't speak. Access to our after show that we do when we go back and we watch old seasons because we still want to talk about all things Bravo and Bravo News, but we don't want to do any spoilers. So we do it on the after show. And then also we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Jackie, Casey, Kimberly, Cameron, Tiffany, Tonette, Tracy, Gina, Jennifer, Kirsten, Kelsey D, Kelsey M, and Mariah.
Woohoo!
Thank you guys for being here. Okay. I know we just recorded yesterday. I don't, you know what? We'll get there. So for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we do live shows, you get to give us your questions, comments, concerns, opinions on the episode, on the season, on Bravo, on a different show, on not Bravo, literally anything. We'll read and talk about it on the podcast, and it'll be super fun. And we love it because we usually have the same opinions and about everything, but we want someone to challenge us, make us think outside our small little brains.
Yes. And we do get a lot of great feedback. So you'll
Yeah.
have people on your side.
And
Not
you guys
feedback
can,
on us because we're perfect, but on like other people's takes on the episode.
yeah, you can totally to comment to each other.
Yes.
We would love if you see a comment you agree with, let them know.
Like it. I think you can do that.
Yeah, we are a community here. All kindness all the time.
And all on the same level. I mean, I know we have a mic in front of us, but like you have a little keyboard in front of you.
Yeah, fucking do it. Give us your thoughts. Rip it in. Okay, so also for $5 a month, you will be entered to be the patron of the episode. So we just did this yesterday. I think I remember who I picked.
I hope you do.
I am not that good. My brain is not that great. Okay, I think I do. So going with my tradition, this week's patron of the episode is Kimberly.
Woohoo!
Kimberly's great. She actually has a picture so I can kind of see what she looks like. I wonder, Kimberly, do you know what we look like? Let me know.
We have
Wait,
never
people should know
posted...
what I look like.
Yes, they know what you look like because of the Winter House
Are
season
those
1.
pictures
on our Instagram. Yes. I'm not sure people know what I look like, which I kind of like being the mysterious Oz,
Well,
but I
you're
bet
gonna
by
get pictures.
now in like their live, like their present time, I bet we will probably have posted photos from BravoCon, so people will
I'm
see me.
straight up searching for the post of me. Yeah, it is so. If you actually want to see what I look like, you are going to have to go
No, because
all the way back.
we will have posted from BravoCon. So go back
Wait,
to
we didn't post the pic though of me. We just put it on the Instagram story.
stories.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay. Yeah, don't scroll down. You're not gonna find me. I'm so sorry. But if I think we
No,
have,
scroll down because we would have posted from BravoCon. So
oh
in
no, we have,
October 2022 is
oh
when
yeah.
we went to BravoCon.
But if you want to see me at Winter House, go to our Instagram story. It's under Bravo Celebrities.
Love.
And so it's just pictures of me with the cast of Summer House. I'm the one in workout clothes that doesn't look like they
Oh my
meant to be
gosh.
here. And my unpainted nails
We do need to make
are
this more
there.
personal. Like, I always think about how we should post these videos, but I don't like how I look. Like, I'm wearing
Oh, there's
glasses
only
right now.
one picture of me. I should post more. I'm gonna let you know. You know what? Back to Kimberly. I'm so sorry this went on a fucking tangent.
Alicia's
Kimberly,
like, focus on me and my
thank you. I'm a
face.
narcissist. Thank you so much for being a part of our Patreon. We appreciate you. Thank you for having a little picture. It feels like I know you. Go creep on me so you know
Stop
me.
it.
We'll have like an
Stop.
internet relationship.
Stop
It's
now.
not creepy.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. I'm not mixing it up. Are you?
I'm not. I did drink a soda. You know how I told you last episode I wanted to drink soda. I drank it during my workday.
Oh, that's fun. I drank my last stomach soda yesterday.
Stop
So
calling it that.
I like it because you hate it.
Call it Poppy.
It's poppy. It's prebiotic
That's
soda.
fun and flirty, not your stomach soda.
I have stomach issues. Everyone knows by now, but I'm drinking water today.
Me too. And in my
Okay.
monogram, Tervis cup from high school.
Nice. I'm doing it in my RX bar water bottle.
Nice. You
I
used to
used to work
never talk
there.
about your old company by name, and you've mentioned
I
it
know.
twice now, and I'm so thrilled.
That's okay. I have no bad blood towards RX bar. It was my favorite job of all time.
You mean Kellogg's? I'm just kidding.
No, they can fuck themselves. They can come sue this podcast. I hate them. Okay, so uh let's talk about the episode. So previously on Summer House, we had Christmas in July.
Love.
It was a birthday party for Amanda and Jordan.
Jordan.
Oh my god, I blanked on his name.
Sometimes
I
I
hate
forget he
him.
exists, and then he talks, and I'm like, oh, yep, there he
Oh, he's
is.
here. Kyle cheated on Amanda before the summer, but now they're better than ever. Lindsay's dating this guy named Paymon.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah's dating an English man named British Dave.
Love.
That we also have British Max, who is British Dave's friend, that Paige and Danielle are both interested in. But
Yep.
Paige also is kind of has this weird like situationship with Carl. The only problem is Carl doesn't put any effort in. So it's like, does Carl just want to hook up with Paige on weekends? Does he even like
Oof.
Paige? Because Paige is a dinner girl. So then Lindsay, because Carl's bitching about it, and Carl has only told his side to Lindsay. Lindsay knows nothing else. And
Mm-hmm.
so Lindsay told Carl, then put Paige on ice. So now we pick right back up where we
Damn.
left off.
Also, really quick on the watch with the cast, it goes like this. Carl and Kyle are together in a frame. Amanda's by herself, Lindsay's by herself, Jordan and Danielle are by themselves, and then Hannah and Paige are together. So Hannah, Paige, Carl, Kyle make the most comments because they're like talking to each other. Lindsay makes a ton of comments, as you can imagine.
I would love, honestly, Lindsay cracks me up. She's really like hilarious.
Like at the start of the episode, whenever it's like previously on and it like goes in, she's
She
like,
was the first one.
I'm just supporting my friend, you know, like about the Carl stuff. She's like, I'm just being a good friend.
That's awesome. I maybe will watch it. Probably not. Don't count on me. Okay, so Saturday, 5:30 p.m. We pick up right in the middle of Christmas in July. We're cheersing to the London boys because we love foreigners as Americans.
Hell
we are
yeah.
crazy
We
about
love
them.
an accent.
Amanda and Paige are listening to Carl and Lindsay talk. Carl's over Paige. He's the best guy Paige will ever meet.
Oh
I
my
find that
God.
most offensive in this. Like, fuck you. But yeah, Carl's fucking over it. And Lindsay's like, okay, then put her on ice. Move the fuck on. I don't know. I don't care, honestly. And then Carl thanks Lindsay, basically says she's his sister that he wants to have sex with.
How do you feel about that? Somewhat of a compliment.
I don't love it because it's basically saying I will never have sex with you, but you're hot, but you're like my sister. You're
Yeah.
hot, but I
I think
can't
it would
touch
make me
you.
really think through like, wait, are you into me? Or were you just trying to be
Yeah,
nice to
I
me?
would kind of be like, thank you. Is this incest or is it like, do you want to hook up or do you not? Or like,
Yes, like, are
what?
you just saying that because you felt bad for calling me your sister, or do you actually find me attractive?
Yeah, I find it gross when people are like, I'm going to compare you to a family member, but also I would fuck you. And it's like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you
It
can
doesn't
never
turn me
call a
on.
guy you want to sleep with
Your
your
brother.
brother, or like reminds you of your brother
You
or
remind me of my
anything like
dad.
that.
You remind me of my
Yeah.
brother. None of that shit can happen. Okay, so Paige then pulls Hannah and Amanda into a room, and Paige
Mm-hmm.
is pissed because Lindsay said to put Paige on ice, and Paige never said she wasn't into Carl. They went on one date, but they don't talk during the week. So how can she know if she's into him?
Yeah, Carl's like
Paige,
giving an incorrect story. He's
yes,
was basically telling Lindsay that he's done all this stuff, all this effort, and Paige is giving nothing back. He's basically telling the reverse of the story.
yeah,
Not that Paige is
exactly.
doing the most, but like,
But like Paige is single. She doesn't owe Carl anything. And if Carl's the
no.
one trying to pursue Paige, then pursue me. Like win
And
me
she's been
over.
clear about her expectations. So if
Yep.
you don't want to participate in what her expectations need, then just bow out. Like, put yourself on ice.
Yep. Someone's gonna be put on ice, and it's not gonna be Paige.
Nope.
So then, while all this is happening, Danielle is flirting with British Max.
Ooh, just Paige is distracted, so Danielle gets to swoop right
Swoop
in.
in. Jordan talks about how he's not even scared to turn 30. He's killing it in his career. He can get any girl he wants. It's only fucking up from here.
Like, what the Jordan, I'm with you on the I'm thrilled you're turning 30 and you're happy, but like, why do you gotta make it like a competition?
The thing is, it's like this episode is gonna air
Yeah.
and no one's gonna want to sleep with him because he's a douchebag.
Yes, like when you just brag about yourself, especially when no one's asking. He did that with Carl last episode. Remember when Carl was like, I just tried
Yeah,
to tell you happy birthday? Like, no one wants to be a part of that.
no one. Okay, and then Danielle asked Max to hang out. Um, and then
Oh, Danielle
Lindsay,
was very
she's
oh
forward.
man, she's drunk, like talking about herself. She was like, man, she is just gone. And I was like, yeah, girl, but it is fun when you're drunk and
It's
flirting and it's
fun.
working. Like, she's not messy, but she's drunk and I love it.
Yeah, who cares? So Lindsay's outside hanging out, and Hannah, like, even though her and Lindsay have had kind of a rough summer, Hannah wants to communicate with Lindsay and see like if
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay can also communicate. Here's the thing: Hannah clearly doesn't know Lindsay well enough to know that she's gonna kill
Well,
you if
what's
you say
funny
something.
is Hannah says like Lindsay asked me to be direct, so I'm trying to be direct. Like, let's just hope she doesn't freak out. And to be honest, like, Lindsay communicates directly to other people, but doesn't like directness. I
No.
don't think she wants directness. I think she wants sugar coated bullshit.
Also, here's the other thing: Lindsay kind of got pulled into this, right? Like she's just trying to party. Carl
Yes.
was like, "Let me fucking bitch to you," and she's like,
Yes.
"Stop! Oh, I don't care. Then do whatever you got to do, man."
And in the
Like
context that what Lindsay was told by Carl, even though,
it
and
makes
like Lindsay says
sense.
this later, like Lindsay doesn't say anything truly bad.
No, I then like end things with her. Fuck it,
Like,
bye.
yes, she could have said it better by being like, you know what, if you're not into it, then like put that on ice. Like, stop dealing with it.
Yeah,
Like, instead of being like, wow, like it came off more like fuck Paige, put her on ice, which that
yeah.
wasn't how Lindsay was coming after it.
But it was how Carl presented it.
Yes.
So, okay, so yeah, Hannah's tells Lindsay about Paige and Amanda hearing her and Carl talk shit, and Lindsay gets mad because she was just being a friend to Carl. She was just
Yes.
fucking communicating with him. And Hannah's like, I'm just letting you know there's a miscommunication thing. And Hannah or Lindsay's like, we're gonna end this communication thing. It's an age difference. These young ass bitches.
Uh,
Which I don't think it's an age difference. I
I
think it's
don't
just
think
we're
so either,
drunk.
because if I'm honest, Paige is acting more mature
Way
in
more
the actual
mature.
dating situation than Carl.
Yeah. So Lindsay grabs Carl and it's like, listen to this drama that's happening. And Carl's like, it's not a big deal. Why do you care? And Lindsay's like, I'm gonna fucking kill someone. It's
Lindsay is
awesome.
losing it, and Kyle notices it. He's
Oh
like,
yeah.
her face just screams she's about to lose it, and we get the flashbacks every time she lost it.
Kyle literally walks over. He's like, "What's going on?" And here's the drama. And he's like, "Okay, cool, Lindsay, you do you." Like he's not even gonna stop
He's
it.
like, I'm in
Just
a.
let me.
Is this the point when he's in a Santa or in
No, he's
a
in a
tree?
tree.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
like, do you like my tree?
I'm in an outfit with like it's my tree outfit.
Yep.
So Lindsay's gonna go talk to Paige. Carl and Kyle talk about what's happening, and then we find out Carl hasn't had sex in 3 months, and
And
Kyle's like, "Wait,
Kyle is
what?
shook.
You should probably have sex, my guy." And he's like, "I don't want to. I want to have sex with something
Then don't blame that
meaningful."
on Paige. The way he says it is like it's Paige's fault. Like he's waiting for Paige and she won't give anything.
Paige hasn't sucked my dick yet.
Like
It's
that
like, who
pantry
the
ain't working
hell?
out for me. And it's like, why do you have expectations she's just gonna sleep with you? If you want to get laid, go find someone who will.
We just need to squeeze the toxic
Good
masculinity
Lord.
right
And
out
Paige
of him.
never said like you can't date anyone. She's actually been very open about how she's dating people, been
Dating
very
other
open
people.
about how Hannah's handling it, like good because she's communicating
We're
about
just
it.
living, buddy. So Hannah goes upstairs, tells Paige that Lindsay wasn't talking shit. And this is when Amanda's like, well, she said to put Paige on ice, which I'm like, Amanda, girl, you
I'm
got
like, shut the
be
fuck up.
careful, shut the fuck up. Because then Lindsay comes upstairs and she's like, Paige, I wasn't talking shit. She's super aggressive right off the
Yep.
bat, but like that's kind of Lindsay, but it's scary.
And Paige
And
tells her, like, you're coming at me aggressively. Like,
calm
let's
down.
take it down a notch.
Because then Amanda, because as Paige is saying, like, let's calm down and not be aggressive, Amanda chirps in again and is like, you were talking shit. We heard it. And that's when Lindsay's like, oh, we're going to do a committee.
Yeah,
We're
what's
gonna
with the
have a
committee?
And then Lindsay's like, I approached you to talk about this. Why is Amanda
Which,
talking shit
Lindsay,
now?
you walked up and there was a group sitting there. So it's not like you asked to talk to Paige and this committee formed around her. Like, you came
No.
into this group.
I think it was just like, hey, Amanda, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
So then, like, Paige is like, or what is it? Lindsay says, like, Paige, let's go talk. And Paige is like, don't speak to me. Like, you can tell, like,
Yeah.
anger is being raised. Don't speak to me
I
that
really
way.
like how Paige sticks up for herself, though.
I do too.
I'm pretty sure I said this last episode that I want to be more like her in the way she has boundaries with people. She doesn't let people walk all over her. She's not just going to sleep with Carl when she expects like a different dating standard. I
Yeah.
really love, and she does it in a pretty good way. Like she doesn't tear people down. She just says, you're not going to talk to me like that. If you want me to come with you, you can ask me. You can ask a question,
Exactly.
not like give me a command.
Exactly. So Amanda and Jordan go listen in on the combo.
Love. This is me.
Jordan,
I do this with every
this is
conversation
me.
ever.
Jordan's kind of like, oh, isn't it supposed to be our birthdays? And Amanda's like, shut up, I'm listening. So then Lindsay tells Paige that if you have a problem with someone, you should confront that person. Everyone needs to grow up. That's what being an adult is like. And Carl, like, okay, because then side note, Paige is like, one time Carl told me that Lindsay threatened to kill him, and he believed her, and now I do too.
Yeah.
So
oh, Lindsay said that she wasn't even talking to Carl during that.
Talking to Carl. No, yeah. So Paige is all mad because Carl's making it seem like he's being led on, when in reality, he's not actually doing anything.
Yes.
But fucking like whatever. So
I like how Paige clears the air of like why she's mad at Lindsay when Lindsay doesn't really know, I think, fully why Paige is mad. I really like that Paige explains what Lindsay was missing from that conversation.
I agree. But I think, like, honestly, I gotta stick up for Lindsay because I'd probably
100%.
do the same thing. Carl came to her, she wasn't ready for it, and he basically was like, fuck Paige, I hate her. And Lindsay was like, okay, then like don't be with her.
I think Paige needed to go in this order, talking to Carl and addressing the main root of the issue with Carl, and then going to Lindsay and being like, listen, I know you said these things, but here is why it's not true. So like, don't say them again.
I honestly don't think Lindsay even thought, like, she was like, I don't care about this relationship. Do whatever you gotta fucking do. Like,
yeah. I think she would react that. I think it's always hard whenever you're in theory. Like, I don't think Paige and Lindsay are really like great friends by any means, but when you're friends with both parties, you're like expected to be a little bit more neutral. But if this was a random person, like the person Carl was pursuing was random, nobody would have a problem with Lindsay saying put her on ice.
Yeah, I think it also like Lindsay is better friends with Carl. She
Mhm.
is. Like at the end of the
Yes.
day, that's someone she's known a lot longer. She's better friends with, she's closer with, Carlito and all that.
You
So
know,
I
Carlito and all that.
Carlito and all that. So I think it's just like, okay, we just met this girl. You don't like her, then don't date her. Like
Yeah,
it's
like
not good
let
for
it
you.
go.
Put
Stop
her on ice.
engaging. As
Yeah.
Meredith
So I
Marks would
do
say, I'm
think
disengaging.
as Paige, she should have been more pissed at Carl, but I
Yes.
definitely do think it was like a full on misunderstanding. Like fully, these two should not be fighting right now.
I agree.
But
And Lindsay basically says, like, I understand that this is heated and I understand why you're frustrated and how like this happens. And I really
yeah,
like that Lindsay says, I'm really heated. And so like, I'm sorry I'm yelling at you. Like, I don't mean like I'm not
yeah,
trying to be mean.
she does apologize for saying to put Paige on ice. She apologizes for coming in hot. She
Mm-hmm.
apologizes like for just going off the information that Carl gave her.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then Lindsay's still like fired up. She's like, I'm full of anger. She's like, I just hate this committee, this yearbook committee. And
Oh
then
my God.
Paige de-escalates the situation by being like, well, I was on yearbook committee in high school. And they fucking laugh a little bit, but they agree, like, just talk to Carl. Like Paige and Carl should talk. We don't care.
I agree.
So then Amanda grabs Kyle to tell Kyle what's happening. Kyle's a little too drunk to listen. His eyes are like wandering each which way. Amanda's boobs, Amanda's Santa outfit she's
Yes.
wearing.
Amanda's also feeding her Santa a lover boy so he cannot
Yeah.
focus on the conversation.
Amanda is also not focusing either because in like a lull in her story, Kyle's like, well, I need a drink. And Amanda's like, oh, you can't have this one. It's Santa's. The story completely stops. Like we never got to the end.
Okay, Kyle and Carl in the like voiceover thing said that they had no idea the girls fought this bad. Like many times throughout the episode, they're like, I
Oh,
had no idea like they got into this big of an argument. I didn't know like this happened. Like they were completely out of it. Danielle earlier like goes up to them and tells them like, hey, I hear yelling, but they had no idea.
shit. It's the males. Why are we fighting about males when no males are present? But yeah, okay. So Amanda and Kyle, they're in like their, zone.
Yes.
So it's now Saturday 5:36, which I just want to be clear, the first timestamp was 5:30. So it's only been 6 minutes.
Dude, fights can happen quick.
Crazy. So Carl falls down the stairs. Hannah's very happy to have British Dave here. She can tell British Dave is starting to catch some feelings, but Hannah really likes being single, and he knows that. So we'll see. Amanda and Kyle are doing great. Kyle's really showing Amanda that he wants to take the next step with her. And then we skip all the way to 6:45. People are leaving the party. The house is a mess. There's some random girl passed out on their couch. Oh well. So then at 8:15, there's talks about maybe going out. Yes. Lindsay wants to go out. Danielle's definitely going to go out because Max is going to go out. So that means Dave's going to go out and Hannah's probably going to go out, which means Paige is going to go out. So we got a lot of people going out.
I love this. I love a group hang after a party.
Exactly. Kyle is peeing.
Yes.
And then Jordan walks in the room while Kyle's peeing, which is fine, but then walks into the bathroom, takes a peek at Kyle
looks
peeing,
down
and literally goes, how, like, it's almost like Kyle's in this tree costume. So like he's peeing through the costume. So Jordan's like, how are you peeing? But like actually looks. And Kyle's like,
and then when Jordan
asked.
leaves, he smiles and Kyle looks back like straight at the camera and is just like a confused face.
Yeah. Like
Kyle said he remembered that and it was so weird.
That is weird though.
I don't know. I don't know the etiquette of guys peeing. I assume you wouldn't like look down unless like somehow you just happen to be like a sweeping gaze. Like looking down is very.
Yeah. Listen,
like
if you're curious about how he's peeing through this costume, you should probably like stand behind him out of the bathroom and be like, how are you peeing through that thing? And then he will tell you after if there's like a hole or like a little cutout.
Yeah,
like,
it was just weird. Like
he walks
if I'm
fully
not
next
close
to Kyle.
with you, but like I think about it from a girl's perspective. Girls going to the bathroom together is not weird. But if I don't know you well, do not come into the bathroom with me.
Well, the other thing is like, okay, we're gonna pee together, but no one, you're usually looking at the girl's face, talking to her, or looking in the mirror, or like doing
Yes,
your
can you
other thing
imagine if you stood up, if I just looked
down.
down?
I think that's the thing is like usually when you're about to wipe, it's
Yeah,
etiquette to
you
kind of
just
look at
like
yourself in the
act like none of
mirror,
that is
wash
happening.
hands, like yeah, like if I'm peeing, feel free to like make eye contact with me and we can chat. Like that's
Yes, but
totally
eye
fine.
contact. Do not look me up and down.
No, but then the minute I go to wipe,
Stand up.
look
Yeah.
at yourself
Yes.
in, and I'm gonna pull up my pants. Look at yourself, go through your purse, look at your phone.
Yes,
Literally
exactly.
anything.
Yeah, it is very, I guess it, yeah. There's like, it's a code of silence, like, or not silence, but it's a code that's not spoken.
Yeah, just
Just
like
leave me
etiquette.
alone.
It's bathroom etiquette. So, Max, Danielle, Dave, and Hannah are in the pool doing chicken fights, and the loser has to kiss. And the
Ooh.
losers are Max and Danielle.
See,
So they kiss.
this goes back to our conversation in our pre-show. Like,
Pre-show.
this is a moment where it just like
Natural.
naturally happens. You naturally kiss someone.
Natural. We're drunk. It's fun.
It's not, you're not like one drink deep at 2 o'clock in the afternoon leaving a restaurant or a bar.
No, horrible.
Awkward versus
But
natural.
this kiss is better than Jordan. So British Max, look out. So Paige and Carl go talk. And Paige tells Carl that she heard him talking shit, and he admits that he said all that shit and that he's the best she's ever gonna have.
He stands by that so firmly.
I know, I would have been pissed. And
I
so
would have
yeah,
said some mean shit about him not having a job. Like, I would have gone
too.
dirty if somebody said
I
that to
would
me.
have too. It's mean. So then he says that he's doing all this adult shit and can't call her. Like he's looking for a fucking job, Paige.
Mm-hmm.
He can't call you. And Paige is like, there's no communication.
Yeah.
Like as if we're gonna date, you have to communicate with me.
You're giving me like a level 1 communication and I need an 8. Like, you're giving me nothing.
Yeah, I require an 8 already. Like
Yep.
meet that standard. So then that's when Carl says he is used to girls throwing himself or themselves at him. So he's never had to work for a girl before. What a douchebag
I
moment.
believe this is true, but then we aren't compatible.
No.
And that's okay, and walk away. Put yourself on ice. Don't act like this is my problem because I told you my standards and you don't want to reach them. That's fine. Like, Paige isn't mad at him for not reaching her standards. She's met, well, she kind of is annoyed because he keeps saying he wants to pursue her, but
that's
she's
the
annoyed
thing.
because
don't pursue me.
He's acting like he is. He's like telling other people he is, and he's doing nothing that she asked.
No, she laid it out. This is what I want. He says, I want to pursue you. Yes. But if you can't meet the standards, don't pursue me at all.
Exactly.
Don't
it's an all or nothing, or at least like a 75% or nothing.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So Paige is like, it's hard to like not speak to you for 5 days and then on the weekend be like, wow, I'm in love with Carl. Like that's not a thing.
I don't operate like that either. You need to kind of text me a little bit, like, keep the burner on warm. Like, I don't need full power by any means, but you got to keep the soup a boiling a little.
Also, Paige admittedly has said this multiple times. She's a very traditional girl. Yes. She doesn't want to text the guy first. She wants to go out to dinner before sleeping with him. Like, I get a little bit of it. Like, I'll text the guy first if I like him. Like, who the fuck cares? But if I'm nervous and he doesn't text me at all, why the hell would I text him?
And she is now so very clearly laid out all the details. She already said, like, I want you to pursue me, but now she's going into detail about what she will and won't do. So it's like, I'm making this very clear. Also,
you know that saying, like, if a guy wants to text you, he will.
Yes.
Girls are kind of the opposite. If they want to text you, they will wait until they know you also want to text them, and then they will also respond to your text, but will not text you.
Which is why I fucking hate these games.
I know, but I think it's just how we're programmed. We're like, we don't want to do that. Exactly. But like, if you want to talk to her, fucking talk to her. I'm so sick of this shit. Okay, so Carl like wants to blame Paige and himself and feels like Paige is making it too hard to be with her, but he does really like her. So he admits that he doesn't know how to date, even though he's fucking 34.
Which I agree with that. He doesn't know how to date.
He doesn't. He knows how to hook up.
Yes.
And
which is okay if that's what you want.
If that's how you turn into dating, fine. But then you can't get a girl like Paige.
Exactly.
So Paige is obviously like, you clearly don't know how to date, but whatever. So they agree that they're going to move forward and they're going to talk during the day because Paige has decided she really does like Carl. She compares him to like a puppy. He has to be trained on how to be a good boyfriend.
Which, like, that's great that she's willing to do that. She's willing to outline clearly what she needs from him and give him basically another shot at this because maybe it wasn't clear. But this is kind of ridiculous.
I don't think I would do this.
I don't think I would either.
Like, he just seems like too much of a douchebag in this situation where he's like, I don't know how to date. Girls throw themselves at me. I'd be like, then go find
what you're telling me is you don't know and you are unwilling to figure out for yourself. I am all about self-starters, figuring it out for yourself. You should be asking, if you feel like it's not being successful, then go ask your friends what you should do.
Agreed.
It's okay to rely on like your network and like people to help you in moments. It's kind of like Kyle's gift. He says he's not great at being romantic. That's fine. Go talk to one of your girl friends to help you and like use them and their knowledge.
Carl could realistically text Hannah and be like, hey, like, because Hannah's gonna know, right? Hey, or Amanda. Oh my god, he's such good friends with Amanda.
Yes,
hey,
Amanda, I want to do a grand
gesture,
like not throwing cake in her face. Horrible. What should I do this week? And I'm sure Amanda would be like, here's her address. Why don't you send her flowers?
Exactly. So whatever. Fucking, they're going to give it a shot. It's going to be bad, but whatever. So we have to get ready to go out. Dave and Max are going to join us. Lindsay, this bitch, she's stressed. She doesn't want to go out with this house right now because her and Paige got into it over fucking nothing about Carl. She just doesn't want a deal. So like, whatever. She's in the Hamptons. Payment. Yeah,
I don't know.
I want to make sure I say it right. I'm pretty sure it's payment, and I was saying payman. Payment is in Greece, and that's fine. But she knows other men in the Hamptons, so
yeah.
Where did you think she went? What did you think she was gonna do?
I thought she was staying home. What? I didn't realize. Okay, I watched the where they all chat over it version. So I didn't fully hear Lindsay. I thought she was staying home. I heard that she said she was annoyed with these people, whatever. I thought she got fully dressed and was going to stay in because Kyle and Carl again were saying like, wow, I didn't realize this was such a big fight. And Lindsay was so mad, like that she was staying, like that she wasn't going with everyone. And so like, I missed the part where she was like, I'm single. I'm going to the Hamptons.
Well, she said,
I'm like going out.
There were other men in the Hamptons. So, and then she like leaves, and I immediately went, bitch, there's one man in the Hamptons.
There's one man in the Hamptons that you see.
Right? Yeah. It was like, are you trying to be sneaky? Because what other man are you, right? Even if it's a one night stand, even if it's the polo player or whatever, she's not going to text and be like, are you in the Hamptons? Let's meet up right now. No, I'm just going to go out.
You have to know this person well enough or have them on socials to know where they are this weekend.
Gotta be good friends.
Well, let's see.
Okay. So it's now Sunday, 1:41 a.m. Everyone's starting to come home. Paige is so drunk. She admits that she tries to walk through the front door. Some girl named Katie is going to sleep over that I figure out is Amanda's friend.
We've seen her before.
Oh, good. Katie, shout out then.
Yeah.
Weird thing is that Katie's gonna sleep in bed with Amanda and Kyle.
Well, we have a full house.
I know, but I would have been like dibs on couch.
Yeah, but there's two boys staying over. So I bet this is kind of discussed when in the city before like people were invited for the weekend. I
would have told Kyle go to the pantry and fucking fall asleep.
I don't think this is that weird because it seems like this is probably like an old friend.
I wouldn't want to do it. I'd be
this
like,
wouldn't bother me.
3 people in a bed.
Especially, well, it's a king bed. This wouldn't bother me that much. It's better than sleeping on the floor. Yeah, this wouldn't kill me. I would be like, you're not doing anything with Kyle while I'm in this bed. I've done this, but it was 3 of my friends. It was our family friend guy, a family friend girl, and me. And then I found out that they did make out in the same bed with me.
Oh my god.
I was like, I fucking hate you both.
One of my friends was asleep while 2 people had sex next to him. So
that's what I don't want. That is the worst one of my life.
He had no idea. They told him the next day, and he was literally like, what the fuck,
I would need to scrub my whole body.
He was upset. To say it lightly.
I would take it hard.
Okay, so Paige, agreed to give Carl another chance to prove himself. They hang out in the living room a little bit. It looks cute. It looks like they're both on the ground, like laying around.
Yeah. Paige asked in the like voiceover thing, she was like, where the fuck am I sitting? She was like, I know I'm in this room, but I don't know where I am.
I literally could not see her. So I was like, she's either behind the Christmas tree or on the floor.
Or on the couch because the lampshade was covering a bit.
She was somewhere, but I couldn't see her. Okay. Danielle and Max make out in the kitchen. Amanda and Kyle and Katie are getting cozy. Max goes to Danielle's bedroom as Paige is going to bed alone.
Yep.
Jordan is in bed with Wesley Stripes, the zebra,
and tucks him in.
So weird.
Really gives the detail to like put the covers and the sheet over him.
He might be drunk. Like a drunk me would also maybe be like,
I think I would try to throw the blanket over it, but every person commented on it on the watching thing. They were like, did he tuck him in?
I would be so scared to wake up next to Wesley and be like, holy shit. Like, you know, like what are you doing here moment.
Can you imagine if you woke up cuddling him?
I'd hate it. See, that's the thing is I can see myself like moving in my sleep and hitting my head like against Wesley.
Or like pushing it over slightly and then it falls in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I wouldn't do this. But anyway, Danielle is now in bed with Max. Oh my God, it's so fast.
Really escalated and I'm happy about it.
So they get undressed. They're in their underwear still. And then Max is like, oh my God, my boxers are still wet from the pool. And Danielle goes, show me. And I was like, oh, bad. I mean, I loved it, but I was also like, ooh.
It's so funny because it's like, you think you're so smooth when you're drunk too. You're like, show me.
And meanwhile, I'm like, ew.
And you think you're alone, like just one other person is hearing this, but like you're on
being
camera.
Sexy, but then we soberly on a Tuesday night have to fucking watch it.
Yeah, Danielle was cringing
and write it down.
Right when this started happening, she was like, I need to refill my drink.
Honestly. So they start hooking up then. Meanwhile, then we cut to Amanda and Kyle's room, and Amanda got a text that Hannah fell and now she's in the ER. And I was like, do they have to go get her?
I didn't even notice Hannah didn't come home.
Me neither. I had no idea. So then they like cut to a commercial break, and then after Hannah's home. So
I don't know why. I thought I heard that she like broke her ankle or something about her ankle. So then whenever she walks in and nothing's on her ankle, I'm like, what's going on here?
No, she just fell.
Yeah.
Like she fell. So then Dave comes home with her, and Hannah basically like pushes to the couches together, and Dave's gonna sleep there. And I was like, oh, me thinking like not knowing what the sleeping arrangements were before we get to this house.
Yeah.
Also, I'm like, why doesn't Hannah stay with him on the couch?
I was thinking about that too, but we do get that answer the next morning.
Yeah, but at the time I was like, girl, just sleep on the couch.
Yeah, I thought she did say like, is it okay if you sleep on the couch? I'm gonna go to my room.
Yeah, Paige is already in bed.
Yeah.
So that's when I thought like they were supposed to have the bed and Paige was supposed to
be honest, I'd be like, Hannah, I'm going to my bed. I want to sleep in a real bed. I don't want to sleep on a couch with you. Like, enjoy your night out here. Maybe we can sleep in the same bed in the city.
Maybe. I don't know what I would do, but I was just like, you can. I don't know.
I don't like sleeping with people. It really disrupts my sleep because I like am hyper aware. And so it's already really hard for me to sleep in a bed with somebody else, let alone on a couch with somebody else. Like every boy I hook up with, I immediately kick them out of my bed. I'm like, get out. Like you're not sleeping with.
I actually
in a bed
do
with
that
me.
Too.
If I'm at their place, I'll spend the night. But if it's my own bed, I'm like, bye.
I've done both. If I'm at their place, I'll leave.
I would prefer to leave, but sometimes I'm like hammered and it's like 3 a.m. and you're like, I don't really want to Uber home at this hour.
No,
I might as well just wait till 6 a.m.
I'm bad. I do. I hate intimacy in my bed. That's
me too. I don't want to like cuddle with someone.
I don't want to cuddle.
If I'm in a relationship, it's different. But
when I've known you for 7 years and we put in a lot of effort and we're fine, then we can cuddle.
But to be honest, even like once I'm married, I feel like I want my own bed.
Separate beds. Yeah. I say that all the time. Don't date us. We're complicated. Okay, so now it's Sunday, 9 a.m. The house is covered in Christmas decorations. Kyle wakes up with the dread of having to clean. This is the worst.
This sounds horrible.
Paige wakes up Carl, which was kind of nice. She makes him a little burrito in a sheet.
This is cute. This is fun little banter.
This is fun. Max and Danielle talk about how they had great sex. Awesome. Hannah is alive after her ER visit. Jordan's in the pool. So then Max gets up out of bed, probably forgets there's a full camera because his dick is blurred out because he's totally naked.
I don't even know what he does because he walks near the door.
Does he lock it?
Oh, maybe because they go after it for another round.
They hook up, and then it's 9:34. Lindsay gets home with a water bottle in hand and some messy ass hair. And this is when I literally went, it has to be fucking Everett, because you, at a random guy, you're just not like, can I steal a water bottle? Everett probably gave her a water bottle. I thought about it. I thought about all of it. Okay, so then we learn Hannah's fingers all fucked up. And then Dave tells Hannah that Max is in bed with Danielle, and Hannah's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I would have thought. So then the British men leave, and then we hear the story of what happened to Hannah. So they see their Uber, and they have to run to get it because Ubers only wait a certain amount of time.
Seriously.
So she's running, and then her foot gets caught in a cattle grate, which is meant to stop cattle. So Hannah's
I love how she calls it a jail on the ground.
It's just a grate that your like feet can get. I'm sure she was in little heels and it got caught.
Oh yeah, that probably is how it went, because they're just, I always think of them even like it's just a grate on the ground, so then a cattle's foot would get stuck if they walked past it.
It's not big enough
control.
I don't think it's big enough for like a human's foot to fully fall in it, and then she falls.
But you could get like you could definitely trip, or like just the front of your foot. Like
if you go in at a weird angle,
go down a little bit, and like just it trips you. It's kind of like if the curb was messed up.
Yeah. So Hannah gets caught. She fucking slams her face, like whatever. She gets in the Uber, says we need to reroute to the hospital.
I've had to do this with our coworker. Actually, I got into an Uber whenever I was at the State Fair of Texas one year, and I was like, we got to go to the hospital, rerouting now. I'll change it in the app.
Reroute now. I do remember that. So then they reroute. Dave goes with her. She looks like she has her knees are all busted up and she has a dislocated pinky. But
Dude, that X-ray,
horrible. Her bone was totally just like away. So but Dave was really sweet. He went with her. This was cute.
It's kind of sad that like we're all like, wow, that was so nice of him. Like, isn't that just common decency?
What else would he do?
But they were like, wow, it's so nice he went with her instead of hanging out with his friends. And I'm like, what's sad is like, I could see most guys hanging out with their friends and being like, oh my God, are you okay?
Really? The common decent thing is you're going to grab an Uber with someone. They fall?
Yeah, that's true. I guess they were already getting in the Uber together. So it's a little trickier to back out of that. But like if I fell at a bar, I feel like no guy would be like, yeah, I'll go to the hospital with you.
No, they were literally running together to go
feel better. I'll text you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why we got to squeeze toxic masculinity right out of them. So whatever, everyone's cleaning up. Jordan had a great birthday party, but we got to go to brunch in half an hour. So it's 2:30 on Sunday.
This is a late brunch.
We're off to brunch. This is New York brunch, baby.
I guess.
This is it. You don't go to brunch before 1. Brunch is
I
at
guess
1:30.
That makes sense. I guess Chicago does that too. I just like always find it funny when we still call it brunch.
It's brunch.
It is. I just find it funny because it means you have to eat a meal and then you go to brunch.
That's true. Or you just don't eat anything like I
usually do. Or you wake up at 1
fucking hammered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but they all look really good after destroying themselves yesterday. Like they look
when they were walking into the restaurant too, the little voiceover, because I watched the Watch With Us episode. Lindsay goes, there are so many patterns. Everyone was wearing a floral pattern.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. But they all looked good.
Yes.
My ass after drinking that much would be in sweatpants.
Same. I'm like, oh, maybe I have like a romper that's just easy to put on a whole one piece. but like I'm going to look disheveled
I
everywhere
can't
else.
do my hair and makeup. That's a
No,
lot.
no.
Yeah, whatever. So it's birthday brunch. It's Jordan's real birthday. So HBD, we look at Hannah's finger and laugh about it. And then
She's using it
Jordan,
to like talk, which is
yeah, she's like,
hilarious.
look at my pinky. Okay, so Jordan tells us he met the love of his life last night, but didn't get her number. And they're like, did you make out with her? And he goes, no, I made out with the girl that was sleeping on the girl I'm in love with couch at her apartment.
Which and Lindsay basically says like it's so ironic that all this stuff happens and no one sees it.
No one sees it. And also there's like no proof. Like you didn't get this girl's number. So there's like no proof she exists.
I don't understand. Like when did they all go out? I wish we got to see a little bit more of when they go out, because
So
does
we could
Jordan
see,
just
yeah.
go off on his own? Because if that happens, then that would make sense to me. If he was
Did he
completely
come
on
home
his
with
own.
everyone last night? I don't remember
I
seeing
don't,
him.
yeah, no, I don't remember. I just remember Max and Danielle in the kitchen, Paige and Carl in the living room, Kyle, Amanda, Katie in
Katie,
that bed, and that's
Daniel,
it.
yeah, and then
Oh,
Hannah and
we
Dave
we
get
saw
home.
Jordan go to bed, but
Oh, with Wesley, you're right.
yeah. So I think he did come home with them. It's sketchy. And Jordan on the like playback was saying like, Lindsay, you didn't go out with us, you didn't come home with us, like you would have no idea. And while that is true, like Lindsay wouldn't have any idea what happened last night because she wasn't with them at all. No one else is being like, oh yeah, I saw you with that chick, like did you kiss her, what happened with her? Like no one has any recollection ever of or Jordan being with people.
Yeah, nothing. Zero. Okay, so Danielle asks about why the couches were squished together this morning. That's where British Dave slept, because then Hannah thought Max was still going to come home and come home by himself, and then him and Dave would have shared the couches, which
Yes.
makes sense. But it didn't matter because British Max was with Danielle, and Danielle and British Max had sex 3 times.
Woo.
Once last night, once this morning, and once in the shower.
And Paige is like, wait, what?
Yeah, maybe just like, holy shit, I was gonna flirt with him. But then yeah, they were like, wow, Max asked Paige out on a date. Can you believe? And Paige is like, I said yes to the date initially, but then Max was making out with Danielle in the pool. So that's over.
Yep.
Which fair. But Lindsay or Paige basically in her interview is like, Lindsay took away any chance I had at a royal wedding. Fuck her. Very funny. Okay, so then Hannah didn't sleep with Dave last night. And Paige was like, I offered the couch. And Lindsay's like, or you could have taken my bed because I wasn't home. And everyone's like, where were you?
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, haha, I was at Everett.
Boom. There we get it.
Danielle shook. Danielle's like, what? Pardon? Excuse
wow.
me? But you know what? There's no update with them because Everett's a good dude, and sometimes the love just pulls them together. And Hannah's like, "What about Payman, your Grease date?"
Well, Lindsay and both Danielle basically make the same comment over the voiceover. Like sometimes it can just be sex. Like it doesn't have to be like what's happening with one person. Are you going to start dating them? Are you going to start dating the other one? And I do kind of appreciate that. Like, you know what, Lindsay, if you just want to hook up, go hook up. But like, it's the Everett part that I'm like, this is messy for you. So I'm worried about you.
Yes, that's the thing, is it's messy. I totally get the just have sex. Her and Everett obviously have great sex. They obviously get along. They're comfortable with each other, which is a lot of sex.
Yep.
And fine, it all works out. But then also, like, you love him.
I do this
you
too,
love
though.
him.
It's so easy to backslide, and
I
you know what you're
know.
gonna get. You know, to
I
go out and
know.
find someone new, you're like, sometimes I just want exactly what I'm thinking about, and I'm thinking about him. And you know what? He's gonna give it to her too, clearly.
You're right. Do you know how scary new hookups can be sometimes?
Oh,
You're like, I don't know what's about to
My
happen.
whole body's clenching right now. I'm like, no.
But yeah, so basically Payman's ready to be exclusive and Everett can't commit. But you know what? Lindsay doesn't have time to waste. She's in her 30s. He's across the world. Everett's right here. We got to do what we got to do. So now it's time to go back to NYC. On Monday, Lindsay's working. She needs 500 people at a party. Oh no, I don't know what's going to happen.
I love seeing Lindsay talk on the phone because like nothing is happening because it
No.
doesn't resonate with my brain. You know how you never really understand what your friends are doing for their job?
This.
That's how I feel about Lindsay every time. I'm
She's
like,
like, how many people do I have to bring? And they're like 500 at least. And she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? Okay. Tuesday, Paige is gonna do 2 outfits for work. She has to shoot the 2 outfits. So fun. Jordan is looking at retention rates for content. Also fun.
This I do know everything about.
So Wednesday, Kyle's meeting someone. I'm like, who's this girl? Is it a business meeting? No, it's Stephanie, a private jeweler.
Woo.
But I skipped a lot of, I didn't write a lot of notes because I felt like we were just running around in a circle. But basically, Amanda's not expecting a ring. So we're going to catch her off guard and let Amanda know how much she means to him. And she doesn't think he can afford a ring because he just dropped so much money on that apartment and lover boy.
Which, okay, let's remember when we added it all up last episode and we were at like basically $36,000, I think, or like $34,000. We have even more in our checking account for a
she
ring.
has no idea.
And he said he's been saving for like a while. I bet he just like not with Amanda, but I bet he always has thought like I'll just start saving for a ring. And he's 36, so like we've had some time.
Yeah, he's just been just chilling, you know. He started saving after he cheated on her.
Is he 36? Did I make that up? Maybe he's not.
34.
34. Okay.
He's in his 30s.
Okay. Kyle's 32. Or Carl's 32, and I think Kyle is older, so let's just say 34.
Whatever. They're in their fucking early 30s, these men. Okay, so it's Thursday. We're at Paige's apartment. Amanda uses her key to get in. Paige is talking about how she has her own apartment. It's a cute little studio. Okay, it looks very cute. It looks small. It looks like a New York apartment. Her parents do pay her rent, so that like angers me a little.
What the hell? What are my parents doing? I guess they're housing me right now, but they didn't pay for my rent in Chicago.
Listen, if I have to pay my rent, everyone has to pay their own rent and fucking fail with me. Got it?
Or like if your parents are gonna pay your rent, can't all those parents out there paying their children's rent start a fund together to pay all the children of America's rent?
I'd agree. So Paige wants to prove that she can eventually be financially stable one day, and then her parents will ask her for money and she will give it to them.
It's really hard to be financially independent when your parents pay for things. Like my parents still pay for my cell phone, and in my mind I'm like, how am I ever going to take this cost on?
Here's the problem. I'm never going to leave my parents' cell phone bill plan. I do Venmo because my company pays for my cell phone. So I get the bill, see my spot, and then I like send my mom the money once my company pays me. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to become financially independent fully. Also, though, a good place to start is to just like not have your parents pay your shit.
It's once they do pay for it, you use your money for other things. So then you're like, how am I ever gonna, like, my cell phone bill's not that much, but I'm like, how can I afford this? I do not pay rent.
$50 a fucking month.
Yes, like I could easily take this on, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, that is a big cost.
It's a big undertaking.
But like rent, I could never become financially independent.
I'm financial. What is the fuck?
No, I'm saying like if my parents paid for my rent, like to me, $50 for my cell phone bill is like, oh my goodness. So if like when it's not, but if my parents did pay for my rent, I cannot imagine.
You'd be like, so this is an ongoing thing.
This is forever. Yeah.
You don't even have to give me Christmas presents. We can do this every single month.
Actually, I would be thrilled with that.
I'd be fine with it. Okay, so Paige talks about how she has not heard from Carl all fucking week.
Shocker.
We're at Thursday. We have not heard from this man. And she's mad.
Right? I would be, because we really outlined it. We went in full detail, basically printed out and handed him the like rules of pursuing Paige, and we've got nothing.
Also, Paige is mad because she didn't fight against Lindsay. Like, she didn't really stand her ground as much as she wanted to. She kind of cowered down. Yeah. And Amanda's like, that's okay. I just started sticking up to Lindsay. And I was like, bitch, no, you didn't. You fucking said 2 words to her and she fucking yelled at you for being a committee.
I don't think anybody can really stand up to Lindsay. She is a full force.
The force.
She is Hurricane. What is it? Hurricane Hubbard?
Yeah, Hurricane Hubbard. Okay, then on Thursday we go to New Hampshire for Kyle's family reunion / birthday. They land on the same weekend.
I love this.
But he's excited to go home. He bought a ring. He has physical Loverboy product for everyone to taste.
What a big trip.
I know.
Your
I
birthday, a family reunion, a new company, and you're going to propose to your girlfriend.
I love how Kyle's like 34 and he's like, my parents are gonna be so fucking proud I did something with my life. It's cute.
He literally
it's
says,
cute.
this is the first time I'm like really an adult. And I'm like, oh my God, I have so much time ahead of me.
Do you think his parents pay for his rent?
Good God, I really hope not. But like, again, can somebody give me 22 grand for my new apartment?
That'd be great. Okay, so then we cut to Kyle's parents talking about some turtle that they've had for 19 years. And
Amanda said in the voiceover that to that day, whenever they recorded that thing, they were still trying to give the turtle. That was my favorite tidbit.
So Kyle always said when he gets settled, he's going to take the turtle. And his parents were like, wonder when that'll be. Still probably doesn't have the turtle.
I bet to this present day in 2020,
No
I bet the turtle's dead.
Turtle died.
Yeah.
So Kyle's mom is a retired teacher with no filter. Kyle's dad is a career-driven guy. He reinvented himself 3 different times. So they're 9 years apart, which is the same age gap of Kyle and Amanda. So
wow, 9 years. I can't do that personally.
These cookmen, I can't either, because then you think like, hey, where were you when I was 18? You were 9?
Yes, I started getting into that, and I have a sister who's 4 years older than me, so I feel like that should be my ceiling.
That's the ceiling.
Yes. And then I have a brother-in-law who is, I think, 2 years more older than my sister. So like that's 6 years older than me. That like my brother-in-law really is my ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't need my brother-in-law and my future partner to be the same age. That weirds me out the most.
Obviously, age is just a number, but I like to relate to be like, remember when we were in first grade around the same time?
Yes, I need to keep it within 4 years up, and I can maybe do 1 year down.
What would you do if you were dating a guy like 9 or 10 years older than you, and he's like, I was having sex while you were in diapers, and you're just like, I hate it.
My mind is blowing. No, that I really hope not, because that means that they were having sex when they were 12.
Okay, different. Okay. Amanda was still maybe wetting the bed at 9 and Kyle was fully having sex.
Oh my God, I don't like that at all.
But age is a number. Who am I to
judge? If it works for you, great. It does not for me.
I'm not in love with anyone. So if you got an older man or older woman, hey man, at least you got someone.
Yeah, I was about to say you're already one up on me.
So Kyle tells his parents that he got the apartment. Him and Amanda are going to move in together. And then his parents are like, great. Then what's the next step? And he's like, well, I bought a ring. And they're like, oh my God, you fucking bought a ring? Who would have thought? We thought you were just going to take the turtle.
Yeah, they were like, come on, you can't do that big of a step. You need to take a small step. Take the turtle.
See if you guys can have a turtle together. But yeah, they're shocked, but they love Amanda. And also, I just want to shout out Kyle's mom with the marg. She looks like a fucking classy bitch drunk. Okay, so Kyle's a little nervous because of the challenges him and Amanda have dealt with. And his parents are like, what challenges? Because you don't tell your parents when you cheat.
I know, but if you're on reality TV, I guess he, in theory, like they're still filming this, so he has time before it airs. But you got to address this before it airs.
It's one of those things where you only really tell your parents if like the wedding is off, or like someone.
I'd be mortified to even tell my parents if my partner cheated on me.
Oh, I wouldn't. I'd be like, what a douchebag, you cheated. But
well, I just see always how my sister complains about her husband, and like that's fine, but it does like taint your like their like my relationship, my parents' relationship with my brother-in-law. So like I would always be worried. Like I don't want somebody else to hold this over his head.
Yes. Well, we've discussed
that's my job.
We've discussed if someone cheats, we probably can't go back to them. So then I will openly tell my parents. Oh,
yes. But if I end the relationship, we're telling everything.
But if I cheated, I feel like I'd be like, we just broke up.
I mean, like, we're just having some bumps in the road.
We broke up. You don't have to know what happened. Okay, so Kyle does tell his parents that he cheated on Amanda, and they're shocked. And Kyle's cheating really woke him up to, like, on losing Amanda, which he doesn't want to do. And then Kyle's mom's like, I get it, because I had trouble being faithful to your dad. Cheated on him. And Kyle's like, what?
Yes. And she's like, he proposed to me and basically said, can you just be with me? And she said, I'll try. And he was like, that's not good enough for me.
And then she's like, I guess I'll be faithful then. So basically his whole fucking relationship with the mom, she was cheating on him.
I don't think the whole relationship.
The fact that he had to propose and be like, can you just be with me, maybe?
That's true.
If you cheat once, you move past it. If it's an ongoing thing, you're like, I have a ring for you.
You have to really make it like a boundary and you have to say it out loud.
You have to stop cheating on me.
That's true. Oh my God, what a little spicy mom. I kind of love it.
I kind of love it, but also I don't want to know if my parents
I love knowing it this long, like this much later.
I love knowing it about other parents. I personally, if my parents cheated, I just don't want to know. Because then I got to picture my parents with someone else. Exactly. And I don't like that.
It's one of my biggest fears to hear about this from my own parents.
It's weird enough hearing about your parents with each other, let alone.
Yeah, let alone some random person.
Someone else. Barf. Okay, so Kyle's like, wow, now I see hope that me and Amanda can make it through because my mom fucking cheated.
I can't.
And still got married. So yeah, also Amanda's his business partner. So he's really got to stop cheating on her because
he's gonna lose it all.
But then Kyle's like, oh my God, off the topic of me, I have Lover Boy for you guys to try. And his parents love it. Kyle's still nervous because, like startups don't make it a lot of the time. And this is like his best startup. So if it doesn't work, he's like kind of screwed. And his parents are like, no matter what, we're super proud of you. And he's like, that's all I need to hear.
This was so heartfelt. Like his dad's like,
cute.
If you talk to any entrepreneur, they can always tell you all of their duds. Like, it's not about what you do. We love you no matter what.
We love you so much.
I love his parents.
Cute. I love his parents. Weird thing about the mom, but shout out, girl. Get your shit.
They're like kooky and fun. And
I love that too. She's like, yeah, you should cheat on your dad. And the dad's like, yep.
It's like a movie. Like, who wrote this script?
She like shows him now because she's just learning Facebook. She's like, see, this guy cheated on you with him. And he's like,
do you want to see the picture book we made of all the guys I cheated on your dad with? They're hot.
Okay, so we cut to Lindsay. She's applying makeup. She calls Aunt Rhonda. We love Aunt Rhonda. We're obsessed with Aunt Rhonda.
Again, we are like, my mom isn't around, but Aunt Rhonda is. And I'm like, just dub over the same like voiceover we always use.
Yep. Fuck Lindsay's mom. We got Aunt Rhonda.
But Aunt Rhonda's a good time.
AR. She's known to her friends. So Lindsay tells AR that she went to lunch with one of her girlfriends, and her friend said that 4 months ago, Kyle was making out with some girl in public at a club in the city.
Woof.
4 months ago, which means it was right before summer when Amanda found out he cheated about a year ago.
So I think it seems like the timeline I've built in my head that we are probably like a month and a half into filming. Since we're halfway.
So like maybe mid-August, beginning of August.
So I think it's like 2 months before Kyle told her about the first cheating is when this other cheating incident probably happened. Does that make sense?
So he told her about the cheating and then cheated on her again?
No.
He cheated on her twice and then told her about one?
Yes.
Okay.
And the second incident probably happened 2 months, or the telling of the first cheating incident happened maybe like 2 months after the second incident.
Okay.
That's just the timeline I built.
That's what I thought too.
But
so I imagine it like Amanda's like, hey, I found out you cheated on me a year ago. And Kyle's like, yes, that was the only time.
Yes, basically.
One
thing I will say is the voiceovers were really interesting at this point. Because Lindsay says that the friend who told her is friends with both Kyle and Amanda.
Yeah.
Amanda comments, I'm not friends with her. So I think Amanda knows who told Lindsay this. I wish they would just say the name. I'm very curious.
Because Lindsay mentions that to AR and is like, Amanda's gonna find out no matter what because this girl's friends with Kyle and Amanda.
But Amanda says she's not friends with this girl. But then Kyle in his thing, because he's separate from Amanda, keeps saying like, well, who was it? Who told you? Kyle and Carl are both like, who told you? Just say it. So I don't know if they know and just won't say it themselves or what happened.
Weird. Okay, so Lindsay gives us some background that the first time Kyle cheated, Everett told Lindsay, and then Lindsay didn't say anything because she didn't want to get in the middle of the friendship between Kyle and Everett.
Yes. And it seems like they were still on, Kyle or Everett and Lindsay.
Yes. So now there's like this supposed friend of all parties involved.
Yes.
And this is the second time. And Lindsay's like, do I say something? Because it's really going to hurt Amanda. And they're so happy. And they've been like so much fun. And they were just approved for this apartment. And Aunt Miranda's like, you know what you need to do? And this is good advice. Lindsay goes to Kyle and needs to say, you need to be a man and tell your girlfriend this. And if I found out, everyone's gonna fucking find out anyway. And Lindsay's like, oh God, I do need to talk to Kyle. And I think this is a good idea because Lindsay's also better friends with Kyle than Amanda.
I agree.
She has to be like, I'm presenting this to you. I don't have to say anything, but also people are gonna find out. So I feel weird not saying anything. So don't put me in this position to hold this information.
Yes, I think it's really smart to go to the person and give them an opportunity to handle it themselves. If you are also friends with the other party, aka Amanda, I personally would put a deadline on it and be like, if you don't tell her by X date, I will tell her because I need to make sure I'm also being a good friend to her. I'm giving you the opportunity to handle this. If you don't, I will.
Yeah. Plus, I think it'd be shitty of Kyle to be like, well, just don't say anything. Yes. I'd be like, I'm going to say something.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you put me in that position.
So we'll see what happens.
What would you do? What would you do here?
Would you do
what? Yeah, go.
I would, Kyle. Especially like, because I've said this before, I have like a lot of guy friends. But I do try and become friends with their girlfriends. So I would go to them first and be like, this is what I heard. I do like your girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think you need to, like, my loyalty lies with you, but I'm looking out for you because she's gonna find out.
Yep. Yeah.
I would do this exact thing. I think Aunt Rhonda is a fucking genius.
Me too. Let's hope she does it, which this next time on.
So next time, Paige and Carl are getting annoyed. So getting annoying. So Paige finds another guy. Ooh. Jordan is still a fucking weirdo. Danielle thinks Jordan might be a virgin. Lindsay is dealing with these Kyle cheating rumors. It's Kyle's birthday. Horrible timing. Jeez. And Amanda gets him a bunch of presents. And then we find out Kyle is hiding something.
Yikes. Wait, he's at his family reunion, so he may not be there next weekend.
I think he would come, like, family reunion is Friday, maybe, because he was
in New Hampshire maybe they do like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then he comes for. I think that's what he did last year because of his birthday.
He comes for Saturday.
They either had his birthday on Sunday or on Saturday. So yeah, he came back. He just came for a partial of the weekend.
Yeah. So then it's awkward because now Lindsay's going to see Amanda and be like, hi, how are you?
Yeah, like she has to see Amanda first without like being able to notify Kyle.
She also can't get too drunk because I might slip out.
The worst.
Okay, let's do fun, not fun.
Okay, I'm ready with not fun. I don't know who my fun is.
Okay, do your not fun.
I'm picking Lindsay. I don't like how she just becomes very hostile and like yells orders at people. I don't like that energy. Like Hannah tried to just be like, hey, this is what's happening. I'm giving you a heads up. She yelled at Hannah. Like she was barking orders. Come on, Paige. I just can't stand for it.
So funny.
And then the way Aunt Rhonda like gives her advice is really good, but it seems like Lindsay is hearing this and is like, ooh, I wanted you to tell me to do something messy. Like it doesn't seem like Lindsay's like, okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. Like, that's what I'm going to do. So I don't have high hopes for her in the next episode.
I don't either, but I love her and support her. I'm going to pick for not fun, Carl. Ooh. Carl, my guy, you're getting chance after chance and you're fucking it up. Not only is he the issue between Paige and Lindsay, but then he tells Paige that he's the best she's ever gonna do and he's a douchebag and shit, but he's gonna work on it. And then what does he do? Not work on it. So I'm over his ass.
Good.
I just want to squeeze the toxic masculine.
It just worked perfect. Our little pre-show just loops right into here.
Exactly.
Squeeze it right out.
Okay, who's your fun?
I'm gonna go Danielle. She got laid three times. Had the best of the had an incredible day. She said she thought Max is cute and she sealed the deal and it was fun and it was flirty and it was just sex. Like it doesn't seem like she's like worked up by it. And you know what? I'm so happy that she has moved on from Jordan. So like get after it, queen.
Fucking same. Okay, I'm gonna pick Kyle. This was a good episode for him. Him
Yep.
and Amanda are not fighting. He made sure Amanda has a good birthday. He didn't have birthday sex with Amanda because Katie was there. Not that that was like an
I don't
option, but
think Amanda really will, because she
I
said
don't
on
think
the
so
voiceover
either.
thing she was thrilled to see somebody else having sex on camera, aka
Yeah,
Danielle. Like she does
yeah.
not want to be a part of that.
So that, and then also his parents are very proud of him. He sees like a
Yeah.
hope for him and Amanda. He got himself a ring. He has lover boy. It just seems to be going really good. And I have a feeling next episode's gonna go all downhill. So I'll give him
Okay,
his
I want to
props
say this
while it
cheating
can
thing,
happen.
I haven't heard enough information. Like, it's all just a she said thing. Like, this friend apparently of everybody saw it happen. So, like, I want more details before I believe this and before I like put Kyle on my not fun list. Also, back to the parents' visit, Kyle did say that that was probably one of the biggest times he like one of the most important times he's ever gone home to like show his parents his business and tell them he wants to
Oh,
propose to Amanda. So go
that's so
Kyle.
cute. Okay, well, thanks for listening. Do all the things. Instagram, Patreon. Those are all the things. Do them. Rate,
Thanks.
review,
That's it.
subscribe.
Yep.
That's bye.
Thanks for joining.